Hello everyone, CMBX here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the AMD R9 380. Sorry if I didn't do the part of the video where I'd normally take a GPU apart, give it a good clean and change all the thermal compound and stuff like that. The card has actually arrived, a little bit sad, and the fans don't work unless they are ramped up. To fix this, I've gone into MSI Afterburner and edited the fan curve to a higher point, as when it's turned up the fans will start to spin, but obviously it's a little bit more noisy. But hopefully this makes the card run a little bit cooler. I have never seen anything like this before, and I have no clue any reason behind it. I don't know how the hell they work when they're fast but not slow. If someone could explain that in the comments, that would be great. If I don't speed the fans up, the card only works for about 15 minutes and then it crashes the system and overheats. But because of these issues, I have put in a return for the seller on eBay, so hopefully I'll get my money back. I'll let you know in my next video what happens with that and if I did get my money back, so I'll keep you updated. Another thing, the seller, he had no feedback on eBay. I thought I'd give him the benefit of a doubt because obviously all accounts have to start somewhere, but I did think it's quite unusual how he's never bought anything on eBay. It kind of makes me question, did he make that eBay account just to sell this GPU? Well, I don't know why anybody would want to try and scam someone for £38, which is about $50, but yeah, it just seems a bit pointless. Yes, you do get them people out there. On the other hand, he could have just been someone new to sort of eBay and new to the internet. He might have just put the card in the system, seen a picture came up on the screen, and then just switched it straight off and posted the card without having a proper sort of look at it. Well, we don't know. He might have been legit, he might have not. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. The listing did have eBay buyer protection, so I should be able to get a return. eBay should award me the cash. Yeah, I suppose we'll just see what happens with it all. So anyway, that's the reason behind why I didn't do the part where I took the card apart and cleaned it. But because obviously if I take the card apart, I then can't return it. He can turn around and be like, no, he's tampered with it, he's not getting his money and all of that. So moving on with the video anyways, this card was released in June 2015 with a price point of around $200 or roughly $175 or something like that. The specs of this card are shader units 1092, texture units 112, ROPs 32, boost clock 970 MHz, 990 MHz factory overclock, memory clock of 5.5 gigabits per second and 5.7 gigabits depending on the 4GB card, a memory interface of 256-bit, VRAM GDDR5 2GB, but you can also get the 4GB version as well if you want that one. This card does in fact support DirectX 12, which is a nice little touch. Our card is like quite cheap, built on the 28nm process and based on the, and I don't know how to say this word, call it Antigu, I don't know. Antigu graphic processors in its Antigu Pro, that word is going to wind me up, Antiga Pro variant. Unlike the fully unlocked Radeon R9 380X, which uses the same GPU but has all the 248 shaders enabled, AMD has disabled some of the shading units on the 380 to reach product's target shader count. This card also apparently draws 190 watts of power. If you are planning on buying this card, just bear that in mind and make sure your PSU can handle it. It also says on the website I found card requires two 6-pin power connectors, but I have an Asus one which requires one 8-pin instead. The one which requires two 6-pin power connectors I imagine is the reference card. By this I mean like the original version released by AMD, not a company like MSI, Asus or something like that. This card has two DVI ports, one HDMI and one display port. Yes, the display port actually worked on this one, unlike the GTX 760 where I had to get HDMI because for some reason the display port wouldn't work. This card also works with the AMD Radeon software, which has loads of cool features like gameplay recording and stuff like that. If you wanted a card that will perform similar to this one but you wanted an Nvidia alternative, then the GTX 960 is a card with very similar performance, but I think it's slightly more expensive, but I haven't actually looked myself. I just know that's a card with very similar performance. You'll definitely see like similar frames in games and stuff. Yeah, they both got released around the same time, the 380 and the 960. Both got released around 2015. Yeah, the Nvidia one was slightly more expensive by about $50. I think it was around $249 on release date, which is about 220 Great British pounds, something like that. And so yeah, a bit more competition from both both companies there. I don't know which one sold better or whatever. I did actually try and look to see which one was more successful, but I didn't find any information on that. So if anybody knows the answer to that question, you know what to do, put it in the comments below. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling, so let's get straight into the benchmarks. In GTA 5 we were running at 1080p with mostly high settings, and as you can see the game looks nice and runs really smoothly. The game is running with 63 average frames per second and 49 1% lows. GTA has amazing optimization, better than any other game I've ever seen, and you can go so in depth with customizing what things should look worse and what things should look better. And so because of this, the game will run on almost anything. Maybe someday they will have it running on ATMs and medical equipment just like Doom. And of course, after testing GTA 5, we have to test Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. In Red Dead R2, we're running at 1440x900 resolution with a mixture of medium but mostly low settings. This is due to the fact the game will not let you enable settings that are more than your VRAM. This is very annoying because in most cases you can actually slightly go over the VRAM limit and the game will still run completely fine, just like in GTA 5 I was running just over the VRAM limit and the game worked completely fine. The game is running at an average of 50 FPS and 1% lows of 42. The game is actually still running at a playable FPS, so if you don't mind the textures look a little bit lower, then yes, you can run Red Dead Redemption 2 on this graphic card. Okay, next up we have Halo MCC, Halo 2 Anniversary. MCC was running really smooth in enhanced settings at 1440p. The game was running with an average FPS of 72 and according to the 1% lows of 6. I couldn't feel any stutter when I was playing, and I noticed whenever I benchmark on MCC I always have problems with MSI Afterburner and benchmarking and stuff. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I guess it's just this game. But if I had a 4K monitor, I think the game would also be running completely fine on that as well. Halo MCC has really good optimization, it practically runs off everything. Well, I suppose the games are quite old now as well, so, well, Halo 2 Anniversary I'm quite sure is about 6 years old now, so that might have something to do with it as well. In Assassin's Creed Odyssey I played at 1080p with mostly medium settings with a few low settings there as well. I got an average FPS of 37 and 1% lows of 24. The game is running a bit better than it was on the GTX card I reviewed the other day, and it is actually playable this time. Granted, it doesn't look perfect, but it does look pretty good, and if you don't mind slightly lower quality graphics, then Odyssey will run completely fine on your R9 380. Now the results I got in Warzone, no I'm just kidding, this is about as far as I got with Warzone. For some reason I could not get it to work. Now I tried restarting the game, I tried restarting my computer, and this was just literally happening the whole time. It was doing my head in and I didn't know what else to try. Maybe the game's like corrupted or something, I don't have a clue. I don't really play it other than when I'm filming and stuff. I used to, but I don't anymore. For some reason it could download the multiplayer textures, but it just would not get past the screen for some reason. If anybody knows how to fix this, let me know in the comments below and I'll have a look. Sorry the colours look weird, I don't know why it's like that. It wasn't like that when I was actually recording it. But anyways, in the Final Fantasy 15 benchmark tool, we got a good result with 1080p on average settings, and then I turned assets up and the lighting and shadows up to the high setting. FFXV is actually slightly demanding for what it actually looks like, believe it or not, but you can always download this benchmark tool for free on the website. If you just Google FFXV benchmark tool, it should be the first result, and so you can actually run this benchmark yourself free of charge. The average FPS was 37 with 1% lows of 14. Now to do the last part of the benchmark of this video, it took so long because I had to wait for Flight Simulator's long ass update. Eventually we got there. I don't know why the hell games force you to update now, but I guess it's this new thing that you must be up to date. Please don't laugh at how shockingly bad I am at this game. I did try my best to get the plane actually up in the air, and I couldn't keep it up in the air for about more than 10 seconds, but I promise you I did try. We even got an error when launching the game saying we didn't meet the minimum requirements, but no error is going to stop us now, is it? On Flight Simulator 2020, I had to put all the settings on low with a resolution of 1024 by 768 core. The game didn't look perfect, but it was playable. I honestly didn't expect it to get as far as it did, but it done way better than I thought, and I guess it must have really good optimization. And also all the settings were like really in depth as well, so you could turn them pretty low. We had an average FPS of 58 and apparently 1% lows of 2. The game didn't really feel that stuttery, but Maybe it's one of them things again, innit, when the benchmarks are wrong. That seems to happen a lot with me. I'm shockingly bad at this game, so please don't bully me. But yeah, I literally tried my best to get the plane up in the air. As you can see, I've not really practiced this game that much, and I am terrible at it. It didn't help matters that I had some dopey trying to tell me that I couldn't take off constantly. I was taking off perfectly, and she kept saying, nope, you're doing it wrong, I'll take you back to the runway again. Also, one thing I want to say before I end the video is that I'm so happy that I received so many positive comments and also gained over 50 subscribers off my last video on the GTX 760. I'm so happy that people enjoy this content as I enjoy creating it, and this is also where I want to focus my channel now, is benchmarking CPUs, GPUs, and I also want to do some PC builds in the future as well. I have actually got a PC build lined up, which I'm going to start working on after this video, so I hope you guys will smash that. I don't get paid for making YouTube videos. All the money I spend on my channel does not come back from YouTube at all, and I'm not big enough to advertise on my YouTube channel yet. Hopefully I will be in the future. That would be absolutely amazing if I could do YouTube as a job. That way I'll be able to make more content like this, as I really enjoy doing it. Any of you do want to contribute to that, all you have to do is subscribe with the notification bell turned on. That way you'll get updates of every time I upload and stuff. It means the world to me that obviously people are enjoying the content that I create, and obviously I'm not bothered if I make money off it or not. I will always be making this content. Even if I don't get a penny for it, I will keep releasing videos as I really enjoy doing it in my free time. Anyways, I just wanted to say thank you for all the positivity that I got on my GTX 760 video. It absolutely means the world to me. And if you did enjoy this video, please smash the like button and subscribe. I hope I get as much positivity on this video as I did my last video. Thanks so much everyone, and take care.